Hey guys, welcome to the channel. We got a good one today. Let's run it.
Everything from his Truth Social is gone. Do you not understand how weird that is? It almost seems like he's trying to delete his digital foot stamp from everywhere. Do you understand that? Do you remember how I mentioned he deleted all of his Truth Social posts? Look what was posted. You know, China came out and condemned those. You know, the country that starts with an I. Not to mention, earlier, this was the capital of Iran. Shut up. I had said earlier that I thought maybe the U.S. was already involved right there. Also, in my video earlier, I told you guys that this weekend it would be going down from sources close to Trump. And they had already said before the bombing started that they would not stop enriching, and this is going to be war. They're going to choose war. They also said that they will be attacking U.S. forces in the Middle East if the U.S. got involved. My goodness. Update y'all later.
Bad news for Israel today, and I mean really bad. The Israelis previously thought that Iran had around 2,000 ballistic missiles. Well, Netanyahu comes out today and says, guys, Iran has 28,000 ballistic missiles. They thought that Iran was running low on missiles. The headlines are all that Iran's running low on missiles. That's why they're only shooting these small barrages out. And then yesterday they launched the biggest missile attack on Israel in literally history. And Netanyahu comes out today and says, well, our intelligence got it wrong. Turns out they have a lot more than we thought. Also, they're able to replenish this pile of ballistic missiles quicker than they're using them. Israel's defenses are also running dangerously low. If you're wondering how low they're running, the U.S. is stationing warships off the coast of Israel to assist in shooting them down because the Iron Dome is, number one, not working. The David Sling is, number one, not working. And number two, for both of them, they're running low. They're literally having to save the missiles and pick out which ballistic missiles they want to take down because they are so low on them. Make sure to follow me for the news.
That's crazy, guys.
Black noise.
Black noise?
Yeah.
Black noise is something that Barrow's got very interested in. It's
intriguing.
well, no, it's the one facet of black noise is that everything, like a glass, if an opera singer hits a particular note, the vibrations are that of the metabolism of the glass and it cracks it. Yeah? So a black noise is the register within which you can crack a city or people, or it's a new controlled bomb.
Telling you guys, frequencies definitely play on how people feel about what's going on in the world, for sure.
I'll also show you a comparison to another photo that I had analyzed to show that having a figure in the sky is not random and not normal. There was something here in this photo, and it's been edited out. It's undeniable. It's been removed to hide it from our timeline. In my opinion, this was an airship. We were never supposed to understand just how popular this free form of transportation really was. It was much more powerful than we could ever imagine.
They said
Blimps are some of the safest aircrafts you could fly, proven.
China will catch a cold. And after that, then what effectively will be a kind of plague will actually spread right across the world to the west as well. And you've got this totalitarian military lockdown in all the governments in the Western worlds because everyone's going to be in panic. And then, he said, then the real war starts. Something that would be justifiably called the Third World War with a much more major nuclear exchange. They believe that there is going to be what he called a geophysical event, a major geophysical event. There have been trillions of dollars that have been spent on deep underground bases for some reason which we don't know why it is. That there are repeated cyclical geophysical events about every 11,500 years. Information about what really happened to Atlantis was very probably in the Great Library of Alexandria that burnt down a couple of thousand years ago. There are persistent rumors that much of that information has been retrieved and is in the Vatican Library. This is information which is not in the public domain.
What do you guys think about that one?
Something zoomed across DC, y'all. I'm talking about lightning speed. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. We living in some weird times. They don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, but I'm gonna show y'all. It was captured on the radar. Somebody tell me down below in the comments what they think this was. Y'all, look at that jump. Again, look at it. They slowed it down. That jump was still zooming. We gonna play it one more time. I need somebody to tell me what the hell that is, bruh. That ain't normal, right? Have y'all seen something like that on radar? We all know the other day, all the lights in the White House cut off too. So like I said, there's some weird shit going on. I do not want to hear it's a glitch. How the hell is that a glitch? If you even know the history of DC and how the jump was built, you already know it's some funny shit going on around there anyway. That's my hometown, but yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about. Go search up on a map and look at DC. Look how the shit is built. I'm talking about with the monument, the White House, the Pentagon, all that shit. Look how it's angled. Look how the shapes is. It's on some demonic shit. But yeah, I need y'all to let me know what that was, bro.
So it can't get much crazier than this. In one neighborhood in Michigan, for 2 minutes, they had their complete phones taken over, and it stated that we are the Anunnaki. This happened in a military base previously, and it was reported, but on the sly. People went outside, and all had the same thing happening to their phones. They looked around, and they saw this huge plasma ball just hovering over the street. As they saw this plasma ball, it started to communicate with them telepathically. What it said telepathically was, we are the Anunnaki, we are here to save you. And then, after a couple minutes, it just disappeared. And their phones came back on. Do you believe in the Anunnaki? Do you believe that this actually happened? Was a neighborhood just making this up for notoriety and spam? I don't know, but I think it is interesting that it was reported to happen at a military base and in a neighborhood. Are the Anunnaki here? Who are the Anunnaki?
Yeah, guys, I'm willing to bet that that's a scare tactic done to scare people. Like, oh, the aliens are here, guys.
Leave your comment in the comments section. Lockdown Universal.
So, did y'all know that a small town in Michigan had all of their cell phones hacked for 2 minutes with the same disturbing message that says, this is the Anunnaki, we are here? Now, y'all know this happened like a month ago to a military base, right? With all the strange shit that we got going on in the sky and everybody seeing weird clouds, and then we got all of this happening overseas, you know what I'm saying? We got the soldiers getting steak and lobster. You know what happened when they get steak and lobster. Could they really be here? Maybe this ain't a hoax. If it's a hoax, it's a damn good one, and it ain't too funny either. But what if they really are here and we don't take anything serious anymore and we think everybody...
So what do you guys really think then? Do you guys think it's like hackers, or do you think it's... I mean, because like, where are the videos at?
It's just a joke, or everything is AI, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if they really are here and really slowly letting people know that they are here, so when we do see them, we won't be alarmed or alerted? I live in Michigan, and I'm just now finding out about this, so if there's anybody that live in those areas, and this happened to anybody that you know, maybe yourself, please hit me up in the comments and let us know something. Hope y'all stay safe, have a good day. You already know, I love y'all. Peace!
Okay, so my wife was scrolling around on Facebook, and somebody put these coordinates in and said, can anybody tell me about this spot? So she put these coordinates in right here, and then so then she zooms in on it, and it's this island. Okay, this island right here, and there's like a couple structures and stuff, and she didn't really know what she was
Google
really
Maps
looking
are
for.
crazy, guys.
There's no street view right there or anything, so she started looking around over here on these islands and stuff, but then she saw this little dot right here, And so she zoomed in, and zoomed in, and zoomed in. The dot's still there. Zoomed in, dot's still there. And she realized, oh, it's a street view or like a picture or something. So you click on it. What the fuck is that?
Ah, that's so goofy.
What the fuck is that?
Come on.
It looks like it's like underwater and shit. What the fuck is that?
Photoshop, buddy. Photoshop.
That's terrifying.
So has anybody else's phone service been acting strange recently? And their internet and stuff like that, it's just all been acting very bizarre recently. Like, sometimes it's kind of like slow and everything else. And sometimes things seem to be like glitching a little bit. I don't know, is it just me? Or has this been going on for a little bit? I don't know. Not just today, only just for a little while. It just seems like the internet doesn't act right sometimes. The phone service, like your cell service, doesn't act right. I don't know. It's hard to really explain, but things really do feel weird anymore. Things really do feel different. Am I the only one that has, noticed stuff like this?
They're here, y'all. In Detroit, they're saying...
Hey guys, I ain't gonna lie. I live in Ohio. That's the second one. Second go.
They are here. Did you guys see what happened in Detroit yesterday? In the meanwhile, check this out. Look at this. A tornado came through. Look at this. Look at these crazy clouds in Detroit, Michigan, y'all. So apparently the Anunnaki has been tapping to the radio of Detroit, Michigan military base. Now, all of this was swept under the rug and no one was talking about it until today. There was a small town in Michigan that was getting interferences. They lost power and all of a sudden, y'all, they saw a huge blue plasma orb manifest out of the portal out of the sky, but over here it looks red. It looks like something is on fire. Now at the same time, this blue orb was telepathically talking to the people, y'all.
Oh, an entire neighborhood had their phones taken over for about 2 minutes, and on there it also said, "We are the Anunnaki. We are here." First, there was a military base that had this happen, and of course, everything gets pushed under the rug and hushed, and now it happened in Michigan in a small town, in a neighborhood, and they said after their phones were taken over and this happened, they all saw flashing lights outside.
Which was this video over here. He said there was a blue plasma orb that manifested out of nowhere, started flashing, and all of a sudden the sky turned into this violent red color. And look at all these clouds, y'all, look.
Phones were taken over and this happened. They all saw flashing lights outside. This was about 10 o'clock at night, so they went outside to see this flashing light. It was a huge ball of like plasma, they said, and it just sat there hovering, watching them. They all said that they could hear telepathically something or someone talking to them saying, "We are here to save you."
And y'all, don't forget the Doomsday plane has just landed, y'all. Something big is going down, y'all. What do you guys feel? Please let me know down in the comments below. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's get it, y'all. Peace in. They're here,
like
y'all. In Detroit, they're saying they are here. Did you guys see what happened in Detroit yesterday? It looks like something is on fire.
But they all saw, and it just sat there hovering.
Is the lie. Across the world, buildings sit buried. Windows underground, doors half sunken in dirt. And no one asks why. They call it the mud flood. A sudden global event that buried cities, tech, and truth. Old photos from the 1800s show half-buried structures being dug out like they were always there. Foundations that used to be floors. Basements never meant to be underground. And after this flood, the world fairs began. Cities of impossible architecture, destroyed just as fast. Why? Some say it wasn't nature. It was a reset to wipe out Tartaria and rewrite history. If this sounds crazy, ask yourself, why are we still digging up buildings no one remembers burying?
Pay attention to this video. Amateur rocket footage from the archive, proving that we are in fact in an enclosed system. This video is from about 2015 and supports what Bill Nye said. One thing our generation needs to embrace is that we do in fact live in an enclosed system. And as this rocket ascends, you're going to see evidence of that. Because it hits something at around 77 miles. It hits the firmament, or the Van Helen belt, as we're told. But we can't get past the sky. The sky is the limit. This isn't me making it up. We have concrete evidence that we are in fact in an enclosed system.
You guys just see that just stop?
Explain that one, if space is real.
The man who can control his attention will always control his outcomes. And you have begun to master your attention. That is another sign. Where others are reactive, you are intentional. Where others consume, you create. Where others chase, you attract. Because you are no longer scattered, you are focused. And focus is the hammer that breaks the chains of poverty. When a man is focused, he cannot be manipulated, he cannot be distracted by comparison. He walks with direction. And the man with direction is always wealthier than the man with confusion, regardless of how much is in his bank account. You have also started thinking long-term. That's another sign. You no longer live in emotional impulse. You have begun to build systems. You have begun to think in years, not days. You don't just chase income, you build infrastructure. You are building assets. Assets of character. Assets of skill. Assets of value. You have become the kind of man who says, how will this pay me in 5 years? Instead of, how does this make me feel today? And that shift, small as it may seem, is the foundation of empires. You see money differently now. That's a mark of growth. Where once you feared money, now you respect it. You understand that money is a servant, not a master. You understand that money is an amplifier, not a savior. And most importantly, you now see money as the result of value, not just effort. You stopped trading your hours for dollars and started multiplying your value through leverage, through ideas, through systems. That is wealth consciousness. Wealth is not a number, it is a mindset. And your mindset is no longer poor. Poor minds blame, complain, and wait. Wealthy minds create, solve, and act. You stop blaming your background. You stop waiting for permission. You stop looking for signs from the outside. You are now the sign. You are now the one who moves first. You are now the one who says, it starts with me. That is power. And power precedes prosperity. Another sign you are walking the path to wealth. You are now obsessed with growth. You are reading more, learning more, asking deeper questions, listening to conversations that stretch you. You are replacing gossip with mentorship. You are replacing complaints with commitments. You are replacing theory with execution. And that execution, even when imperfect, is producing momentum. Momentum is the greatest asset of the man pursuing wealth. Not speed, momentum. Because speed fades, but momentum builds. Every disciplined day you stack, every focused hour you complete, every hard choice you follow through with adds weight to your character. And weight creates gravity. People feel it. Opportunities feel it. And when the world senses your seriousness, it responds. You are becoming serious now. Not serious in mood, but in mission. You smile more, not because life is easier, but because you are aligned. You no longer panic when things go wrong. You stop making excuses. You don't talk about goals the same way. You walk like someone who expects to win. You carry yourself like a man who has already been there in his mind. You see, every wealthy man I've ever studied had one trait in common. They walked in advance of their results. They didn't wait for success to show up before acting like they were worthy.
Great.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in. That's all I got for you guys today. Give me a like and a subscribe. Hit the notification bell. See you next time.